Well, the US says that Lebanon is not part of the truce. And what has been the immediate reaction from Iran? It has closed the Strait of Hormuz yet again. After Israeli attacks on Lebanon, despite the ceasefire, Iran has now closed the Strait of Hormuz less than 24 hours after President Trump announced a 2-week ceasefire. Now, Tehran has accused Israel of violating the ceasefire with deadly strikes on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon, and that seems to be the very contentious issue. Will it now revert to what has been happening in the last 40 days alone? Because that will seem to be actually, when it comes to clarification and much needed clarification that is now needed from all sides. However, here there seems that there is a lot of mistrust and misgivings between the warring sides. Let's as far as talk about what the US reaction has been on the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Because now US has warned Iran once again, saying that Trump won't let it go and won't abide if the truce is breached. And J.D. Vance, however, the vice president, has come out to say that there should be a curb on the enrichment and has claimed that U.S. has all the cards and the ball is now in their court. However, Iran has been warning that the truce may collapse. So there is a lot of mistrust that seems to be still, something which is visible, as much as hard work, as Pakistan seems to pat itself on its shoulders, that it seems to imply when it comes to putting across this ceasefire, which seems to be very, very fragile, isn't it, Mayank? I mean, what is going to be the end that what we are now looking at? Will the warring sides even meet in Islamabad in the first place?
Interestingly, you are right, actually. And that's what the words like, distrust and all have been bouncing back in so many ways. And as far as enrichment is concerned, we need to bring back Russia also, because they had offered to store the enriched uranium, whatever was with Iran, and it becomes further precarious because now every side has its own versions and they are differing versions. But still, at the end of the day, practically Strait of Hormuz is closed. That's the only point. And you had pointed out. Let me summarize it into this way: that it has been used as a strategic tool by Iran, and they have succeeded in every which way. If you see that. And there are two aspects to it. For our viewers to understand, lots of countries, their exports come from that side. And for lots of countries, it becomes a matter of running the nation, moving the nation, using the fuel, energy, and also fertilizers, helium gas, which is very important for like chips, which run the nations, and even weaponry also, missiles and all, navigation systems and all. That is also stored in such a way that helium gas is much needed. And for agriculture purposes, fertilizer had been, the chemicals and all had been coming from that side. So what we see is actually expanse of so many things, not only the fuel security.
Yes.
Primarily, generally we hear of a Strait of Hormuz being associated with flow of energy only.
Yes.
But it becomes complicated in so many ways.
Well, because why? Because Iran has realized what its strengths are. And it is now using that strength to its maximum benefit and advantage. And however, the U.S. in this case, however, President Trump may want to talk about reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. But there have been several times that the United States has not been able to do that as far as when it comes to peacefully is concerned, because there has been then counter strikes that has been coming in from the U.S. side.